relax, calm down, breathe. It's okay. Take it in, take it out. It is okay.
You, I see you. All these girls in the club, I got my eyes on you. All these girls in the club, I got my eyes.
Hello, goddesses and queens. It is your girl Yee. Welcome back to another video. So if you are new to the channel, my name is Yee. This is a vlog channel, but we also have hauls, sit down channels, and all type of stuff. This is a family orientated channel. Please check out the other videos, and if you like us enough, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Set up your notification bell so you can know every time we drop a video. So as you guys know, we was doing a segment, a life of a June Cancer. Yesterday I dropped the last vlog for that series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to come on here and talk about all type of stuff that was happening in the vlog, and I also want to talk about stuff that I have learned throughout the time of just being Yee. You know, I want to talk about self-growth. I want to talk about self-healing. I want to talk about accountability, listening to your intuition, all these different topics that I want to talk about. And I have a little paper here to keep me in track, and I also want to answer some questions that I have seen here and there. You know, family, friends have asked me about the trip itself. What did I think about it? What did I learn from it? And stuff like that. So I'm hoping that this will be a two-part video. I'm good at talking to other people, but I never did a lengthy video just talking to you guys. So let's see what happens. So just to give you guys a rundown, if you haven't, if you're new to the channel, first of all, I would like to address that during this series, during the life of a June Cancer series, I gained over 50 subscribers. Thank you guys for becoming a part of the tribe. My goal was to be at 1,300 subscribers by the time I finished that, and we overdid it. Okay, so I thank you guys, because it wouldn't be possible without you guys. My watch time has increased, so it's been a very successful month for me. So thank you guys for becoming part of the tribe. I hope you guys like me enough to share with all your friends and family and keep us growing. Don't forget to comment below. If you got any questions, please feel free to comment below. Secondly, this June we was outside. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so first of all, if you haven't seen it, I went on a solo trip for the first time in my 36 years of age. Never traveled really by myself. Went by myself and enjoyed myself to the fullest. Would I do that again? Absolutely. Anytime soon? Probably not. But it was such a good experience, and I believe everyone, men, women, okay, need to experience that at least once in their lifetime. If you have it in a sense that you can do that frequently, I recommend it, especially if you a type of person that need that silence moment. And you don't need a long period of time. You know, a weekend was good enough for me. At one point I did start feeling kind of lonely, so weekend was good enough for me. If you're a type of person that need more time than that, go for it. Okay, then we celebrated with the bestie in Miami. My son was with me, had a dinner date with my son. And then July the 4th weekend, my husband took me to Daytona Beach and took me to Tampa, which was an amazing trip as well. So we're gonna talk about all of those trips. We're gonna talk about, you know, what did I gain, what, you know, what where was I? What was my mindset? Why did I celebrate my birthday that way and all this stuff? So we're gonna get deeper into that conversation, okay? But I'm so happy that I was able to capture all that information, to capture all that different experience of how I celebrated myself, my birthday. And now we're gonna talk about it and talk about where was my mindset with that, okay? So let's jump right into it, okay? Now that we got all of the out the way. So as you guys know, I have been in this self-growth, self-love, one second, y'all. I have been on this self-growth, self-love journey for a long time, okay? And at one point a TikTok came out where it say, I am healing, not healed, okay? And
I said I was healing, not healed. Okay, so the potential for me to spaz is still very much likely if you're acting ridiculous, okay? Not saying that to brag, I'm simply saying that as a warning. Healing in the process, still going, still working on myself. Not fully healed. ¿Entiendes? Okay, act right, or we'll go left. Okay.
that resonated with me so much because this journey is exactly what it is, a journey. It is not something that you accomplish one time, two times, three times, and then it's over. No. There's still gonna be things that triggers you. There's things that's gonna still make you depressed. There's still things that's gonna rise up your anxiety. There's still things that's gonna bring doubt into your life, bring doubt into your mind, into your spirit. And that's how you know that you are still healing. You're not healed. But a good thing about being on the journey, that when you get these triggers, you will be able to identify these triggers. You will be able to know that when you get into a room and one person does something and it triggers you, you're going to be able to identify that trigger instead of just reacting. Okay, so that's the difference about being in a journey and not being on the journey. Identifying your triggers is one key. Okay, a lot of the times we just have these feelings. We just have depression. We just have anxiety. We just have doubt, self-doubt, not enough self-love. We just have these things and don't know why, because you're not on the road of self-love, of self-healing. You're still working based off your emotions, and you're not working based off the journey of healing yourself. So that being said, because I'm on this road of self-healing, learning how to self-love myself, learning how to love myself even in my imperfections, because that's a big thing. As an Hispanic woman, we're taught to be this perfect idol in your household, the perfect mom, the perfect wife, the perfect daughter, the perfect this, the perfect that. And then on top of that, I was raised in a Christian household, so my standards of myself has always been super, super high. And I had to learn to be okay with my mistakes. I had to learn that I'm not going to be my best every single day and not beat myself up when I wasn't my best. That is something that I'm learning right now, And I was listening to Sarah Jakes. And she, in one of her preaching, she pretty much was saying that what she learned about the word trigger, and I wrote it down here, about the word trigger, is that the word trigger was actually used for veterans, for people that was currently in war or whatnot, because they identify triggers as weapons. Once the vet will see like an old gun or something like that, some type of weapon, they'll be triggered and they'll send them back to that mindset or to that place when they was in combat. And that's how that word trigger was born. So even for us here in the civil world, we get triggered. We get triggered if somebody touches a certain way because we was possibly touched the wrong way when we was younger. If somebody yell at us a certain way because somebody beat us at some point. All of these things, you can be triggered in different ways. If you see your friend being mistreated by her man, that might trigger you because it will take you back to when you seen your mom getting mistreated by your dad. So all of these things is triggering to us. Anything could be triggering to us. But like I said, learning how to deal with those triggers is the key. Okay? And that's where I'm at. I'm learning how to just, like I said, my path is more so learning how to love myself even in my imperfections. Even when I'm not able to have control, I'm also a bit controlling. I like to have certain things certain ways. If I don't have it this way, the world is coming to an end. That's just how I think. That's just how I think. If the house is not a certain way and the kids don't wake up a certain time, if this don't happen, where have I gone wrong? I am failing the world. That is the way I think. And when you have that type of mind, anxiety will get the best of you. Because not only am I that here in the household, I'm like that at work. I'm like that with my own businesses. I'm like that with my agenda, with the way I look. I'm like that with every little thing. So my mind is always going. That's how you can start anxiety problems. And that's why having those moments to yourself, a dinner by yourself, taking yourself out to dinner, buying yourself flowers, treating yourself to a massage, allowing your brain to just stop is so important, y'all. Because it allows yourself, not only does it allow your brain to stop, but it also allow you to tell yourself it is okay. Everything will work out as planned. Don't overwork your brain. Don't rise up your blood pressure. Don't do none of that, because certain things we have no control of. And taking those moments for yourself and just being like, hey, girl, you're good. You will be saving yourself from so much anxiety, unnecessary anxiety. Okay? Now let's get into some more stuff. All right. So that is the reason that I went to my solo trip, to allow myself to think through a lot of stuff that was going on at that moment in time. You guys know, if you guys go look at my solo trip video when I'm at the airport, you can see it in my face. I'm frustrated. There's a lot of stuff going on with my job, stuff not going right with my businesses. I'm still confused about my businesses right now, actually. Things just wasn't playing out the way that it was supposed to play out here in my household. So there was a lot of stuff that was not going the way I wanted to go. And at that moment in time, when it comes to the kids, I've been planning for stuff since January, and here we are in June, and things are not falling in place. And then, certain things that is happening at my job when I had it under control, but I trusted other people that's not going the way. So once again, the controlling part of me, things not going the way that I wanted to go, had my anxiety up the roof. And what happens to me, I'm trying not to cry, y'all. And what happens to me when things are just not in place, my anxiety goes up. Okay? My depressions start happening. All of these other things start getting triggered. I start getting triggered. Because at one point, before I came here, My anxiety was up. My depression was up. My life was in shambles. You know, that's how I felt at that moment in time. Not knowing that I was walking in purpose. Not knowing that although God promised, although God promised wasn't as slow as a slow ride as I wanted it to, but I was walking in the purpose. I was walking in the promise. You know, so that being said, y'all, I'm trying to hold it down. So when all of these things start happening, and this happens to this day, if something does not go right, I need to learn how to trust in God. I need to learn that things are not going to go as I plan it to go. These are going to go as God plans it to go. Okay? So when I pray to God and I ask God for these things, God hears me just like he hears you. Right? And God gonna answer whatever you ask him for, but it doesn't mean it's gonna go the way you want it to go. It's gonna go the way he wants it to go. Because what you're asking for is something that you want, right? But it might be something that you need to learn from. Right? Okay. So, something that Sarah Jake said in one of her sermons. She said, when God promised you something, but it doesn't look like the promise, that's when we start shaking. Because we might ask God, you told me that you was gonna get me out this one house and put me in a bigger house. But now they telling me I need to have a 800 credit score. Now they telling me I need to have a job for more than 5 years. Now they telling me this, now they telling me that. And I don't have any of these things. So how you gonna he's getting you ready for that house. But he getting you ready for that house and another house and another house and another house. Because how many houses can you buy with an 800 credit score, 800 point credit score?
I won't.
How many loans can you apply for? What if you get that big old house and you need some repairs? Now you got an 800 credit score. Now you can get a loan for those repairs too. The promise might not always look like the promise. The small little thing might not always look like the big thing that you asking for, but it's the promise that you're gonna get. It's the promise that you ask for. It just don't look like the promise that you asked for, right? That being said, let's bring it back. So all of these things was happening at the same time, and I was in a state of confusion. I was like, you put me in this place and now this happening. I was getting ready from over here, now this happening, now this happening, now this, now all of these things is going on, and my anxiety is up. My birthday's around the corner. I don't want to do nothing. I told you guys even in previous videos, I'm in a sitting stage. I just feel like sitting down. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like doing nothing. My girlfriend's asking me, what you gonna do? I'm not in the mood to do anything. And you guys know Mariah. I think Mariah asked me one time. She asked me, and prior to her asking me, I was looking at something and I was like, I think I want to do a solo trip. But I wasn't sure about it because I'm married. How can I leave my husband to go do a solo trip? I know I have kids. I have responsibility. I never been, besides a little lunch day in there, I never been nowhere solo to a place where I know absolutely nobody. And with everything that was going on, I think that was not too long ago after the situation in Mexico was going on with the kidnapping. So I'm like, well, if I decide to do solo trip, it can't be that far because I'm scared. And Mariah asked me, and I'm like, I'm really considering doing a solo trip. And she was like, I think you should go for it. You know, one of the I think I had mentioned her here not too long ago. She did a solo trip in Arizona, and Mariah mentioned Arizona to me, and then I googled Arizona. I googled safe solo trip for women. New Mexico came up, Arizona came up, a couple of places came up. And when I seen Arizona in the list, because Mariah brought it up, and it was still in the United States and not too far from Jacksonville, the flight wise, I went with Arizona. When I went to Arizona, when I did my little research, that's when I seen the Savannah location, and I seen they offer like meditation classes and stuff like that. And that's what made me pick Arizona. The prices wasn't too bad. The hotel was the expensive thing, but it came with so many other things, so much other benefits that it was, to me, it was worth it. You know, the flights wasn't bad, anything like that. So one of the things I want to address is that during the stay, we did different classes. I had sounding class, I had a meditation class, and I had a gratitude, intention and gratitude class. Does it work? Does those meditation classes work? Did I learn anything from it? Did I learn, you know, did I receive anything from it? I have gotten those questions, and the answer is you get whatever you put out. If you go into those type of classes with the mindset that you're not going to receive anything, you're not going to receive anything. If you go into those classes already asking and wanting something, like me, I wanted mental stillness, and I wanted clarification mentally, and I wanted to be able to align my thoughts. That was my mindset going into those classes, and that's exactly what I got. The first class, which was the sunset sounding class for me, I'm not gonna lie, my mind was everywhere. When I talk about everywhere, thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about that, thinking about that. To the point that I wasn't even listening to the sounds because my mind is just everywhere. And at one point I had to pray. I had like, Lord, like, take all of these thoughts, these worries, everything away from me, and let me tune in into the sounds. And that's exactly what happened. And that's when I was able to start answering questions, this is what you're gonna do. Start telling myself, girl, there's nothing you can do about that. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Just leave it alone. You know, it's okay. It's not at the timing that you want, but it's on the way. Stop worrying. Go to work. Do the best that you can. Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You only could do your very best. If they can't see that, it is what it is. You know your worth. You are worthy. You know what I'm saying? If they don't see it, somebody else will see it. Stop it. Relax. Calm down. Breathe. It's okay. Take it in. Take it out. It is okay. Baby. Okay. Listen. And that's when I came to stillness, to the real stillness. Because before my trip, I was in a physical stillness. All I knew that I didn't want to go nowhere. I don't know why. I just don't want to go nowhere. I don't know why. I'm just not in the mood. But when I went to a mental stillness, that's a whole totally different stillness. That's a whole totally different stillness. That is literally giving your worries all to the higher power. I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in God. I really gave all my problems to God. And sometimes we verbally say that, but we don't really mean it. Because I know I have done that. I be like, okay, I'm just going to give it to God. And as soon as I get to the car, I be like, Lord Jesus, what am I going to do? Because I ain't give it to God. If you going, Lord Jesus, what am I? That means you haven't gave it to God. Because when you give it to God, you're not going to be worried no more. You're going to do the best that you can, and whatever happens, happens. And when you give it to God, whatever happens, it's always going to be for your favor. Okay? Let's see what else we got. So yes, the wellness classes definitely work. What did I gain from it? Baby, when I came back, so let me tell you about the intentional gratitude class. I intentionally scheduled that class to be my last class because I didn't know what it consisted of. I thought it was going to be meditation, but it was actually a class of a lady, and I was by myself. I was the only one in that class, and 2 ladies there, and they actually worked there. One was off, so she was just in the class because she was off or whatnot, and the other one, she was the teacher. And what I learned about that class is that about setting intentions. Every morning you set an intention, whatever it is. I'm going to drink more water today. I'm going to pray throughout the day. I am going to actually do that thing at home. I am going to actually do this. I'm going to, walk for 30 minutes. I am going to, whatever the case may be. Whatever it falls into your life, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you set your gratitude. So once you set your intentions at night, you give yourself gratitude. You did a good job doing that. You did a great job doing that. You are great at set your gratitude, whatever it is, whatever it is. And even if you set an intention and didn't meet it, set whatever gratitude that you did do that was unexpected. Give yourself gratitude to that. And I definitely gained how to give myself more gratitude for the things that I do instead of the things that I don't do. Instead of being so hard on me for the things that I don't do, how about being softer on myself for the things that I do? How about it? So, right. So, those were the things that I gained in my solo trip. I had a lot of time to myself to think. I had some time to interact with other people. But being able to go on a solo trip and do things at your own time, at your own pace, and also getting stuff that is spiritually beneficial for you, like I said, 1000% recommended. 1000% recommended. It was something else I wanted to tell y'all. So the other day, like I said, I was praying for something, and which is something I've been praying for. And I was walking, and I was like, I've been praying for it, right? I've been praying for something, and I was like, I'm like, dang, I've been praying for this for a long time, and I still haven't got it. Yo, I swear God be tired of me. I swear God be like, oh my God, here she go again. Here she go again. And a message came to my head. And it pretty much said, this is how I interpret it. Because I be feeling like God be talking to me like my parents would talk to me. And the message that I got was like, Like, why you said that? You know, I spoke that in my mind, and the response that I got is like, why you said that? Like, think about it. The things that you have prayed for a long time ago, didn't you receive all that? Throughout everything that you prayed for, haven't you received everything you prayed for? So why would you say that? Just give me time. Give me time to make sure you're ready for that. And I had to really think about it. I'm like, yo, like, for real, like, the things I prayed for 5-6 years ago, I have everything I prayed for. And it goes back to God might give you an inch of what you pray for, because I have gotten an inch of what I prayed for, to prepare you for the bigger part of it. Goes back to, although your promise seems hostile at this moment, doesn't mean your promise isn't coming. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Okay? So it doesn't mean that your promise isn't coming. God's just trying to see if you're ready for your promise. God is trying to see if you're ready for your promise. God is trying to see if this is what you really want. In the midst of all of this, in the midst of everything, are you healing yourself? Are you in a journey of healing yourself? Are you in a journey of self-loving yourself? Are you in a journey of self-healing once again? Because sometime I was listening to this lady not too long ago, and she said, you know, while she was praying for all these things that she wanted to, she would go into rooms with these people, and she would have all these thoughts about herself. Do I got book in my nose? Do I look good? Do I look like I even belong in this room? Do I do this? Do I do that? And God was receiving her prayers, but he wasn't giving her what he wanted, because he knew that she wasn't ready for it, because she still looked at herself low. She wasn't giving herself the credit that she deserved. And when she started changing her mindset, oh, I know I deserve to be in these rooms. I know what I'm talking about. I'm confident enough. That's when she started elevating. And that's when she started getting those promises that she been praying about. Because now God knew that she was ready to take that position. So in the midst of you praying for your promises, make sure that you're working on your self-love. Make sure that you're working on your healing. So when all those promises come your way, you're ready to receive it.
The truth is, we're living the life that we prayed for years ago. And if we continue to move as though we're still asking God for things and we still got to work towards something, you're in the here and you're in the now. Tap in. Be grateful for the prayers that were answered today, because this, what I'm doing right now, is an answered prayer. How dare I not say thank you? How dare I keep moving like I didn't ask for this? No. So be mindful. Be mindful. That's all I can. And I'm breathing this in because it's hitting my heart in a way that I hope y'all are getting it. Because a lot of things I say, people be like, what you talking about? In a deep way. Go deep with your thank you. Go deep with your mindfulness, so you can see all the beautiful things around you and you can acknowledge them. Say them out your mouth. That's a beautiful rose. Look at that butterfly. Things, the small things that make you smile. We're going to start doing that, okay?
Through drought and famine, natural disasters, my baby